Hello, hello, hello. Envious. Hey, hello everyone. I hope everyone who's tuning in just now is doing good, and I hope you had an amazing day and feeling good, and thank you for tuning in. And today I'm just gonna be going through a bunch of stuff that I wanna rework on stream, and like talk about like process, and talk about it in like a tutorial manner, but at the same time like I'm just going in. I don't know how I'm gonna approach it, so I'm just gonna explore it on stream, and we're gonna, like try to decipher everything. So the project that I wanna build. So I have snippets of it here, and we wanna do this button click. So when the cursor clicks on this share button, that's what it does. So it has like a particle system setup that makes a bunch of balls just advicts, and it has like some kind of like an advection. And so yeah, so today we're gonna be working with the particle system, and it's not gonna be that much of a hassle to work with here. And I'm already noticing that they're not intersecting whatsoever, like there is literally zero artifacts. So I'm guessing that these were like particle instances from a particle system, and they were turned into a rigid body, and the gravity of the scene was animated so that they can float, like here. And once they started falling, that's when the gravity was being animated to be, like
Failure
be working
detected.
again, and
Advised.
that's why they
With
fell.
Spotify Premium, you can set a
So
non-stop
we're gonna be
soundtrack
doing
for the day
this,
ahead.
and we're gonna find a way
Start
to like
8 free months now
have this
and cancel
variety in the
anytime.
balls here.
Tap the
Not
banner
like
to
the
join the
textures, but the way
masterclass.
like not all of them fall at the same time, but some of them. So I'm guessing if they were like rigid bodies from the beginning, I'm guessing that most of them have different masses depending on the shape. So like the small ones have a small mass, and the big one have a big mass, and so on. So we're gonna explore that approach by building a particle system, and yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. And if we get stuck, we're just gonna take the L and see how it goes. So I'm just gonna save my project here first. So let's say, okay. So let's first create the button, that the share button that we saw in the scene. So we want to make a button that is not too high or too wide. So let's just make something that is looks relatively clean, and let's not overthink it as well, because overthinking this stuff is just gonna take more time than getting to the important part. So now I'm trying to Control Shift B to bevel the vertices, but it's not working because we need to apply the scale. So we go to object mode, apply the scale, and now we go out and put some segments on the bevel, like 5 segments. And now we're gonna inset to have some clean faces here in case we deform it later or whatever. but I don't think we're gonna deform it. That's okay, like it's just good practice to work that way. So now we created one segment, so let's just extrude it. And I'm not liking that thickness, so I'm just gonna select the edge loop, and to select everything that is encompassed by that edge loop, you go to select loop, and select loop inner region. So that selects the inner region of the edge loop that you're selecting. So now we can just push it back a bit to reduce that thickness, and we select both edge loops here on the back and on the front, and we bevel. I'm just gonna add 3 segments with a shape of 1. I mean 2 segments for the bevel with a shape or a profile shape of 1. So we can add 2 levels of subdivision to it, and we have like a smooth, not too sharp of an edge here on it. So let's just look at the button again. So it has like these borders here, and we want to make like the share and the icon and all that stuff. So let's just recreate that quick. So since we made the bevel and everything, we can just select this loop, select everything that is encompassed by that loop, and we're just gonna inset. Or actually, let's just deselect this part, and we're gonna extrude this one to the inside. And I'm just gonna select boundary loop to select the loop that is inside here. And if you can't really see it, we just disable the subdivision. And when we take a look, I want to choose this loop on the inside. So you might not be able to select it because of the grid fill, and that's okay. So you just, if you have the whole faces selected here, and you want to select the farthest loop that starts the face itself, that is encompassed by grid fill action, so you just go to select loops and boundary loop, and we can place a bevel here, so we can control a bit of the smoothness that is happening on that edge when we add the subdivision. So it's not like, it's not very smooth, it's just being held. And we can actually tell the difference between this part on the inside and the part on the outside. So it's gonna look better when, it's gonna look much, much better when we, like do the lights, and this part is gonna be catching some light, so it's gonna look really nice. So now that we did this part, let's add a bevel here as well with a shape profile of 1, 2 segments, and I'm just gonna mirror the back and the front, and just so we can have it be symmetrical. So I'm gonna delete the back side like this, and I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna select the edge in the middle. I'm gonna place the cursor there by Shift S, cursor to selected. And then I'm gonna, in object mode, I'm gonna right click, set origin, and set origin to 3D cursor. I'm gonna go to modifier, put the mirror modifier on it, and have it work on the Y axis so that it has the back mirrored. It has the front, the front part mirrored against it, so it would be like this. And let's see why it's not working. Wait, what? Hello? Wait, wait, why is it not working? What the hell? Again. So we have this edge loop, place the cursor there, set origin to 3D cursor. Okay, my bad. So I guess it's just the Z because we didn't set the rotation. So let's just set all transforms, and we put it on the Y, and let's just drag everything back like this, and now it's all good. So now we created the border. This border is just gonna be the border that looks a bit blue, or that looks blue, like the reference here. And we want the inside of it to just be a different color. So right now, since we have everything set up, like the bevels and everything, let's just put the seams down so that when we select later what part of the mesh is gonna have like what part of the mesh is gonna have what material, we can just select it easily. So I'm gonna select this edge loop on the inside here. I'm gonna turn off the subdivision so we can see it. and make sure I'm selecting the right edge, and it is. So I'm just gonna right click or hit U for UV unwrap, and you're gonna see mark seam, so you mark seam, and it's just gonna mark it red. So which means that this part is separated from this part. You can select any face and hit L, select all the linked faces, or select one of the inner faces and press L to select all the linked faces to it. So as you can see, it's just separated now. So we can put a material here and a material on the inside that is separate, and that's just gonna be beneficial later on when we do the texturing. So it's a step for the future just to make our life easier a bit. So let's see. So we want to do like an arrow, some kind of like a drop down icon. So let's just do a plane 90 degrees and put it back like this, scale it down, and let's just, with the face selected, let's just bulk the face, and then we delete all the faces around it, and we select this face, or let's see. Um, so we put this vertex, and if we delete it, now we have the whole edge. So we can just literally extrude it like this to have it be like that. Let's see how we want it to look. We can just literally turn it into a curve and it would be good enough. So we can just convert it to a curve and have like a increase the bevel profile on it. Where is it? This one. And this looks nice. And if you look at it, you can see like these parts are just like, why is it doing this? So you can just fix it by controlling it, control the segments of the curve in the edit mode. You go into the edit mode and select one of the segments. And in the settings here, for one of like these points of the curve, you can just control the weight or the radius. The radius controls like how much it opens, obviously like the radius of it. So we can just scale it down to something that looks, appropriate and to the shape that you're building. So let's just make it even numbers, like 0.7, and I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna copy paste it on the other side. So let's see. Okay. Now we're done with this, we can just make it a bit more thicker, because when we have to think about it, that we have to think about the fact that we're gonna be looking at this from afar. So, and let's just do like a quick blockout for the word share, because that's the word that's gonna be on this button. So like this, and we scale it down. If you want to change the font, you can easily just go here in the text settings and click on font and just choose if you want to have that font to be regular or bold or italic or bold and italic, whatever you like. I think we're gonna be sticking with regular today because I tried bold yesterday, and when I tried to render the result, bold just when you add like any post processing, like a glow with bold texts, it looks very heavy and very dense, and it just doesn't look the best. So just always keep an eye out when you like do text in 3D, and just to think for the future, like what are you gonna be doing with that text? Are you gonna add like heavy post processing on it or not? So just keep that in mind. So we can just, since we have this text right now, we can make this like a capital letter, and we can just go to the regular font here and choose any font. I want to choose something that is close to Helvetica. So let's see if I have Helvetica here. Calibri might work as well. Let's just look for something. This might look nice, actually. Damn. Let's see the bold version of it. Century Goth. So let's see. Century Goth. old version. Century Garth. Okay, now let's see. Is it any different or am I delusional? What the fuck? Hey yo, Woozy. How was your day, Woozy? Think this looks good enough for now. Just so when we do like the rest of the blackouts, let's see, we want it to be lined up with the x-axis. And don't mind the topology on the text. We don't really low-key tired as fuck, but tomorrow is a holiday, so yeah. Enjoy, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. As you can see, we're spending the New Year. Is it the last day of the year? It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. We're spending it grinding, like so. It ain't New Year here yet, Lama. I mean, not here yet as well. But tomorrow is gonna be the New Year. But I guess today is just the last day. Um, but we're getting there. Hopefully, it's gonna be a better year than this year. So hopefully. So we're gonna put like an icon here. That's why I'm trying to make some space for it. And it's gonna be like the person icon with like a plus icon, like the share icon basically. So let me just search for one online and see if we can put like a see if we can wait. So we're trying to do this button. Okay, so it's a circle. Okay. So let's just disable all of this and we're gonna make a circle. There is no delay in the chat today, right? Because yesterday there was a delay. I checked the settings before I go live, and turns out that there is settings for like low latency and normal latency, and yesterday it was on normal latency. Maybe? I don't think so. Maybe not. No delay, I think. Yeah. I don't think there is a delay today. I adjusted the settings today. So hopefully we're good. Hopefully we're good. It seems not, yeah. Hello, Mr. Amr. Mr. Amr. How was your day today, man? Hope you're having a good day. There is like 10 seconds, but that's inevitable. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. So today if anybody's wondering, we're doing, if like anybody didn't catch it in the beginning of the stream. So we want to do today something, a bit different. It's gonna still, it's obviously still motion, 3D motion and stuff like that. So this is one of the projects by one of the amazing studios that does all the, not all, but like does most of the, motion design work for Microsoft, and they're called Unreal. They're called Not Real, not Unreal. They're called Not Real. So this is a project that is called for like one of the softwares that was called Microsoft Planner, and that's one of the scenes. And it has this button, and the cursor is clicking on the button, and look. I hope the stream quality is not fucking this. So let's see. Okay, I can just put the preview on. Where is the preview? On a better quality so that you can see. Okay. So we're gonna do like this vertical advection once the mouse clicks on the button. I know it seems a bit simple, but you know, there's a bit of a trick to it because this particle system that is not I don't think there is a way to do that in Blender. That this is for sure done in Cinema 4D for sure. But I think this to build this in Blender, like this particle advection, I think we're gonna need to make a particle system and turn the instances of that particle system to real objects, and then we're gonna attach a rigid body tag on it. I think instead of doing the text in Blender, you should like make it in an Illustrator or something and add it as a texture. I mean, yeah, we can always do that. We can always do that. But I think it just saves time to do it, in Blender right away, because it doesn't really, like it's like for now, because it's just a tutorial. Uh, I want whoever that is following and they don't have like access to Adobe softwares, they could just do it in Blender without having to worry. Oh, like they see it and oh my God, he's using Illustrator and I don't have Illustrator. Like no, it's okay. Like you can just do it in Blender as well. But obviously, as a workflow, if you're doing it for work and shit like that, obviously you do it in Illustrator and then you transfer it, and this is gonna be a much cleaner look for sure. So we're trying to do this particle system, and so we're gonna explore it. I didn't try rebuilding that scene before, so I'm not sure if the approach that I'm talking about, like that we're gonna build a particle system and then turn it to rigid bodies so that we can animate the gravity effect on it, because these balls they advect, right? And then after they float for a bit and then they fall, and they fall differently too. Loki, you wanna try out the new affinity? Yeah, true, 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 true. Everybody's talking about it, and it's free and it has really amazing tools. I don't know why I didn't install it. I have to install it. Now that you remind me, I'm gonna install it actually. So we're gonna find a way to animate the gravity here, because when we do rigid bodies here, rigid bodies are not affected by like you don't have like a gravity factor that you can animate here, but you have the mass. And if the mass is zero, the gravity effect or the gravitational force is gonna be zero. So that's one thing that we are sure of, that we can animate the mass if we wanna like make a pseudo animation of like animating the gravity itself. So we're gonna try that today. So let me just get this icon going. So, oh wait, let me because that's the stream thing. Okay, I'm gonna put it on this side so we don't have to worry about it. And where did I want to look? Oh yeah, here. Okay. Um, Obviously, if anybody has suggestions to something that we wanna try and build together, if anybody have like any question about anything, obviously just don't hesitate to ask. I'm more than happy to just talk and have a conversation about it. So just shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. So let's see. We're gonna turn both of them. We're gonna make this a bit bigger because it looks very, very small. Wanna make sure that we have like a correct ratio. Um, let's see. Okay, we can join them now. Oh wait, again it's the subdivision thing. So let's choose this one as the last selection. Now we convert it to a curve, and when we convert it, it's not working. So we have to apply the subdivision. So now we can convert it to a curve, and again, obviously you can do all of that in any 2D software, but it's always good practice to do this in 3D, because I don't know, maybe one day you might actually need to build this. So It's always good to practice modeling because you're gonna, you know, it's always good to have your hands like working in some modelings and stuff like that because as you go deeper and deeper in 3D, like the skill that you build the most is gonna be modeling because you literally model a lot of stuff that most of your work in 3D is literally mostly modeling. If you're like, well, obviously if you work professionally, it's a bit different because they can like tell you like you don't have to model everything. You can just buy whatever assets that are ready. If it's something very heavy like motion design and stuff like that, so you can always just buy the ready stuff to save time. But yeah, I mean 3D is modeling basically. Yeah, yeah, in a way. And rendering and shading. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Modeling, shading, texture, simulations. Also, if anybody noticed the thumbnail that I had on the stream, I did this one today in free time. It's like a particle advection simulation. So it's really fun. It's really fun to play with. You can get a lot of good results with that. Um, so now let's turn this to a mesh and extrude it. And wanna get this one back here. It's nice, of course. Habibi, Habibi, my bro, my bro. If anybody's wondering like how it was made, like I would be happy to show, like for sure. Like just ask. I'm here to give as much knowledge of what I know as I can. I'm not gonna hold anything back. So just ask and I'm gonna tell you. Maybe make the shared text slightly smaller. Yes. And the icon too for sure. We're still gonna add like a plus here. Oh wait. I think this is better. This is better. I thought you never ask. What do you mean never ask about what? The spacing between the icon on the left and right is kinda not even. Oh, you mean like, yeah, yeah, I mean, obvious, for sure it's not. So let's see. We can use the grid here. So this is like 5 grids here. We want here to be like 5 as well. Okay, let's say 6. This is your 6. 4, 2. Okay. To ask you how thumbnail done. Yeah, 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 for sure. I'm gonna show you. I would show you for sure. I'm gonna show you. But, like, do you want me to show you? I just want to make sure I'm understanding that you want me to show you or not because birds of feather. Yeah, yeah. Always, always. We're always relaxing, man. It's a, it's a very, it's a very, distracting world out there. So you just have to find something that just, you know, preset all that noise and to just to be able to find yourself again. Yeah, sure, later, of course. Okay, okay, okay. Let's deal with this particle simulation for this button, and if we fail, then we just literally leave it for later and we do the other particle eviction that is in the thumbnail. Okay, we don't want to spend so much time on this, so let's just stop right now. That's enough. Fair enough. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna do like a carved in circle with a plus sign. So let's see. So we're gonna do a circle and rotate it, make it small, push it forward like that, and then we're gonna just fill it with F, inset, and remove that inner face. Control F for grid fill. And let me just make it so that it's, aligned. And let me turn on screen cascades so that if I'm if I forget like any hotkey or something. Okay, so we want to make like a plus sign here. So there's two ways you can do that. You can do it with Boolean or just the loop tools. Or like, literally bridge faces and stuff like that. So let me just take this out a bit so that it's not all the way in. I'm gonna push this back like that, let it rest on it. And let's see, so we wanna make like a plus sign. So like that. So we can bevel like this and choose the squares here, and we delete. And then we're just gonna check really quick before we do the other side, like we can just do the bridge or just choose the whole other side and delete it, and delete this thing as well. Move the cursor there and just do a mirror. Wait. Wait, this is actually too much. Hold up. Or is it not? I think it's not. It's okay. Let's just put the cursor there and put the origin at the cursor. And we wanna extrude this to be almost the same thickness. And we put the mirror modifier on the Z because let's just set the rotations. So we put it on the X, on the Y I mean. I'm gonna reset the origin because for some reason it's not set up right. So okay, now we can just reduce the thickness a bit. Push that line a bit like this. Enable clipping in the mirror modifier. So we choose select all and push it in a bit more. And if the inner side is just messing up like this, we can always just select these inner loops. So let's see how we can select that. Oh my days. Okay. Wait, maybe boundary loops. Okay. I think it's okay now. And we can just place the bevel here, and we put the two levels of subdivision, and now we have to worry about the bevel on the inside for this icon. So maybe instead of putting a bevel, let's just do weighted bevel, and we put the bevel modifier later. So we're gonna select all these edges so we can make them a bit sharper as well. So we don't have that, messed up smoothing that happens because of the subdivision surface.
Keep your music flowing.
So we do
Download
it
your
like
favorite
this,
tracks
like
and
that.
listen to them ad-free with Spotify
And we're
Premium.
gonna select all
Hit
these
play
sharp
on 3 free
corners
months now and
that is
cancel
supposed to be
anytime. Tap
not
the banner to
as
learn more.
smooth when we put the subdivision. And we're gonna put the bevel weight on it. And now we can put the bevel. Choose the limit method to be the weight. And let me just put it up there here. And let's just put like 5 segments or something. And we make it, let's see. I don't want it to be like so big like this, so let's just do 0.001, and we put the subdivision surface after at the end, and now we have a clean icon. So shade is smooth, and now we have this thing. Now, if you wanna do the same as the icon here, so to remove like the behind, actually the plus sign is not, it's even bigger than this. So it's here. And the whole behind is removed. So we can make a cylinder, put this in a boolean. Let's make a boolean here because we're not gonna worry. Wait, there is no boolean. Is it because it's a curve? Okay. So let's just turn it to a mesh first and put a boolean on it, and let's just make a duplicate one of the circles here. Let me just remove everything from it. Oh my god. Wait. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay, I want to duplicate this and separate it. And now I'm gonna take this circle, remove all that stuff on it, and this is just gonna be the cylinder. So we extrude it like this, fill it, extrude it, and we're gonna take this and we're gonna put that cylinder to be the boolean. And if we want, we can just scale the cylinder up and down, control how much is it cutting out of that. And yo, wait, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Yeah, of course, man. Take your time, take your time. I'm here, so I'm not going anywhere. So let's see. So we can deform the cylinder a bit more to have like a clean cut here. So you can just deform it like this. Okay, and it looks good on the bottom side. So looks good so far here. And let's see how we can space out like the content of the whole button in a way that looks just right. So I literally just, I like to work with this stuff like when I wanna like space something, I just literally put a plane and I scale it to something to like an even number, and I say like for example, if this icon is this much, so let me just this much like from the edge, like let's just put it at a reference so that we can, you know, like figure out using that reference, and we can put the cursor there and just go to the pivot point and make the 3D cursor be the pivot point. And we can just scale it using the cursor and say the reference point is just the far left, and this is how much this icon is taking up space. So we can just literally duplicate that same plane and put it like that and just rotate it or like flip it on the horizontal side, and again push it to the far right and see how much is this icon. Is it taking up as much space as this one? And so to determine this, we just have to find out if this icon is in the middle or not. So we can just go in the edit mode for this face and poke the face. Where is the poke? Hold up. Yeah, poke face is in the face mode. And we just wanna put the icon in the middle of that face. Hold up. So let me just bring back the cylinder. So, and I'm gonna parent it to the icon just so that when we move the icon, the cylinder moves with it that we made the booleans with. Yeah. Okay, it's roughly in the center here. And we wanna, again, poke that face. See the center, and we wanna have that be at the center. Now we can just adjust the shader. But now, like if we do that, it's not enough spacing. It's see, like it's just you have to eyeball it, I guess. Like you literally have to eyeball it. Because if you push it to this side, then it's just not as much space. So you just have to eyeball it literally. But I feel like this should be on the far right because this is like a drop down. Like as you can see here, like the spacing is not like it's already like not that it's not obvious like how much and is it even or not. We can actually just scale this down to make it small and push it like this and push the share button like that and it's okay. Let's just remove this plane. So let's say like from these edges, we want to see like how far. So we want it to be as roughly as the other side as well. So this is almost, if this is like one bar and this is two, so we want to have like, okay, this is one bar and this is two. And we just want to have this icon be almost at the middle, just almost. And we can just push the share button and the share text be almost in the middle between them. And let's just hide the, where is it? Let's just hide the cylinder that we made the boolean with. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's this one. Okay. And now we're done with that button. I don't know why are we spending so much time with just a with just a button, but oh well, it's okay. So now we wanna think about how are we gonna be building that particle system. So this is literally the first frame where that particle pops up, and it just pops up from the middle or the center of that button. So right off from just looking at this, I feel like the best way. So let's just make sure that we have that button set up. So let's just parent everything to that board, and I'm gonna parent. I mean, actually, that's enough. That's enough. So if I move this, everything is moving with it. And if your viewport is just a bit very laggy, that's okay. It's only because of the boolean. If you want it to be fast, you can just go to the icon that you made the boolean on and disable the boolean for now. But only click on disable in viewport and keep the one that is in render so that it's not disabled in render. Now if we move everything, everything is moving very smoothly and there is no like lag or anything. So yeah, just 1 second. Okay, so now we have the button set up. So now let's think about the particle system that we want to build that's gonna have the eviction coming out of that button. So right off the bat, like when you look at this animation, it feels like it's coming right from the center, and you don't see if it's clipping or not with the button because it's coming out like fast. So we want to make it coming out of a sphere that is resting on this button. So let's just build a sphere really quick. And I just like to do it with a cube. I don't know why. Just looks better that way. Always looks better, man. Put two subdivision and a cast modifier on it to sphericize it. And I think that looks okay for now. Let's just share it auto smooth. This sphere, we're not gonna see it. This is gonna be the particle spawner. This is what is gonna be spawning the particles. So if we go right away to like the particle systems, and we add one particle system, and we play the simulation, it's just gonna play the particles. But these are like not particles, these are just points in space. If we go to render mode, you're not gonna be able to see these points. You only see them in viewport, but you only see them in the render when you attach an actual object to them. So let's not worry about that for now. And let's like come up with a number that we make this simulation with. So let's say like we want to have like I don't know, like 50, not 50. Let's say around 50. Around 50 balls are gonna be spawned here. But again, let's think about the fact that we want to have them spawn all at once, all of them together. Like not one at a time, but like all of them. So which means that as soon as this frame starts, and this frame, like as soon as the simulation starts, all of them would be on the ball itself. So if you look at the emission properties here in the particle system, it tells you like how many numbers of like how many, the number of the particles you want. If you want to seed it is just to have a different variation of the same number of particles, and the frame start and end. And this is like you're choosing or specifying for the particle system uh, when is the simulation gonna start for these particles and when is it gonna end. And so it's like basically how long is it going. And the lifetime, this is the number of frames that if a particle just passes that number, it dies. So lifetime is like literally the lifetime of a particle. So this is 50 frame, and you can just literally put it for however long the simulation runs, because we don't want to have a particle just spawning and disappearing after a while. We just want to have all of them be there. So we're gonna put the lifetime to be 100. So now when we look, nothing is just disappearing. Because if we set the lifetime to like 5, look at what happens to the particles. See? Like, let's just make it a bit longer and look at the particles. They disappear after a while, after 20 frames. After each 20 frame, each particle lasts a lifetime of 20 frames. So we want to have them last as long as the simulation goes and as long as we have frames. So let's say we have the timeline for 100, or if your timeline is 200, you can just set the lifetime to however long your timeline is. So we have it here as a 100. So now when we play, they're gonna keep going and they're not gonna disappear. And now we want to have all of them show up as soon as the simulation starts. So we're not gonna have it run as long as 200 frames. So we're gonna have it show up right at frame 1, all the 50 particles. So now when we play, we can see all of them being affected by the gravity of the scene, which is already a good result now that we can actually see, something that is close to what we want. So now we can go to the source, and I'm just going to be explaining this briefly. The source is just literally the source of the particles. So now you have a spawner here, which is the sphere, and it has, in the edit mode, you see that it has like many faces. You can choose like whether you have the particles emit from a face or from a vertex. But it doesn't really matter in our case right now. So we're gonna be using the faces, and we're gonna choose random order and even distribution on the sphere. And we're gonna go to velocity, and this is an important part in the simulation here, and the normal velocity. The normal velocity is basically if there is no gravity right now that is affecting that system. So let's say like we have zero gravity in the scene. So I'm gonna set the gravity to 0 for that system. So if I play the simulation, you're gonna see it like almost floating, and that's actually affected by this normal velocity. This velocity, it's called normal velocity because it sees the normal vector of that face, which is probably pointing like this way, and it's gonna eject whatever particle that spawns here, and with a velocity of 1 meters per second in that direction. So if we look here, so you can see like one of them is going this way, which is that particle. So it does that for every face on that sphere. And this is literally the normal velocity here. So this is good so that because we want to have it like, we can animate this in the future. So if we want to have it to be like 5, it's going to shoot faster. And, so on and so on. If we increase it a bit more, it's going to shoot a bit more faster. And this is like almost an explosion. If we don't want it to be too aggressive like that, we only want it to be like almost in that like in this area, not like too much like that. So let's figure out like a number that we can start with, like 3. And if we enable gravity, it's gonna shoot and then it's gonna fall right away. So if we have it a bit more faster, like emits a bit more faster. It's again very fast, but it's reacting to the gravity. Now if we have the gravity to be at 0, and we come at some point here when the advection happens, like this is me exploring. I don't know how if it's gonna work or not. So we're just basically animating the gravity here when it starts and when it ends. And we're gonna have to animate the normal velocity as well alongside of it. So I'm gonna place a frame here, and let's say we start with 0 and we... Okay, almost. It's almost what we want. Okay. We want to have the gravity to be 0 here. And we just push it a bit back. Okay. Okay. So we want to think about how are we gonna make them shoot out and then float for a bit and then falls. So there's many ways we can do that. We can try and control the normal velocity, or we can use force fields in this case. The wind is not gonna be able to work, so we can just use a negative force field, which is gonna be... Wait, not a negative. It's gonna we're gonna use like a positive force field, and that's gonna be a force field that basically works in the same way that this normal velocity works, except it's just an external factor. So let me place it here and let's see. So this is gonna be this force field is gonna work to shoot them out, like to make them shoot out, and we can control the fall off. Let's say that this is just the minimum effect, and this is the max, and we don't want it to affect more than this area. And this power slider is just gonna be like a smoothing transition between both like the maximum and minimum distance of that force field. So now it's a bit more subtle. But now if we go back to the particle system here and we go down and fix the gravity, so we make it happen sooner. And now we almost have what we want. We almost have what we want. Very, very close. So we can just actually we can just literally remove, like, let's try and remove the frames on the normal velocity here and see how it is. Because we want it to float for a bit and then falls. I mean, that's the tricky part. Like, how can we have them float after the eject? We can animate the force field, but again, the force field is gonna, like, okay, let's say it's 20, and if we increase that flow, it actually makes that advection a bit more tighter. So we can increase it a bit more, like 5. Let's see. Let's try and find like a sweet spot or something. It's almost floaty and then it falls. Let's see. Let's make it like 15. Okay. 10. So let's see. I'm just trying to think more about like what we can do differently here. Oh, we still have the normal velocity. What the hell? Okay. So this is good actually. So we want it to like shoot faster and then it floats like this. So most likely we're gonna be playing a lot with the force field here. So we want the start to be strong and then it falls. So let's see. We can actually do that. We want it to be like a, almost like an explosion. Um, so let's see. We can have it be like a start at 50. 50 is gonna be high, then it falls. What about 30? And that's the thing, unfortunately, with simulations, is that it's always like that, Like just trial and error, trial and error. So let's try and animate the strength of the force field here. So we wanted this frame. When does the gravity starts? It's here. So we want this frame to be the force field is at 0. And here we want it to be at its highest. So let's go here and put it to 0 and place a keyframe. And here we want it to be even higher. Okay. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can, if we reversed it, like to make it a bit low and then high, like 100 here, and then to 0. Okay, 100 is too much. So let's make it 50. Okay. Let's make it 40. Let's adjust a bit of the flow, I guess. Okay, let's make it tighter then, because the flow controls like how tight that force field is. Okay, so that's a good base, like for what we want, and we can just add a turbulence field to make it a bit more random. And let's see how it interacts with that. Okay, you can see the turbulence here taking effect, like making it very, very random. And let's just make it more. Okay, but this is just very, very random. So let's make it like 20, reduce the numbers. Okay, let's just set it back the way it was. Go to the turbulence and let's play around. Let's like play around a bit with the turbulence here. Let's see what we can get. And we can increase the flow as well to make it tight and not very like. So if we look here, by the way, if you don't want to see the emitter or like the spawner of the particles, you can just go to the particle settings, go down, viewport display and render, and just disable the show emitter on both the render and the viewport display. And you're not gonna see it, you're only gonna see the particles. So right now it's a good start. So like let's imagine like this is 0, scale of 0, and it scales up when there is like a cursor clicking on the share button. So we can start actually working on that. But before we do that, let's try and let's make like some balls here. Let's actually use the UV sphere for once, because I always use the, and let's just make like 18, 12, or actually 18 by 18 on the segments and the rings, and I'm gonna put like a 2 levels of subdivision. And what I hate about the UV sphere is just this artifact. Oh my god. I don't know why, but I literally hate this so much. So let's just do the classic way. A cube, 2 levels of subdivision, a cast, one, apply, and again, same thing, one, but don't apply these, just keep them shade smooth, and let's make it smaller, and we're gonna go to the particle system, and we're gonna have this ball be the particle. This is like gonna be the particle itself. So let's rename it here particle, and that's gonna be the spawner, and we can just select both of them. So let's just put them in a collection, call it force fields. And what else? And I guess this is the icon that we built. And this is that. Okay, so it's already in a collection. Okay, good. So let's go to the particle spawner now. We go down to render, and instead of render as holo, you choose object, and then you see this eye drop. You eye drop the ball that we just created, and you control the scale of how this ball appears here. And this is not gonna be usable anymore. Like, we're not gonna delete it. We're just gonna move it to the side here, and we're gonna, when we try and texture the particles that we built with this particle system, we're gonna need to texture this ball itself. So let's see. This is just this word. That's my friend. It's okay. Trying to see the messages, man. Can't miss out on messages. So let's see. So we're not gonna remove this ball, and we're gonna get back to it just to put some textures on it, and we're gonna control like the particle info to have it guide like what shader is gonna be placed on what, on what ball. Because as you can see here, it's not really uniform. It has different colors, and it has obviously different shaders. Like, this is glass, this is, like, or I mean glossy or frosted glass, and this is completely transparent. So yeah, like, it's just different materials. We can do like some of it, like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do like a color ramp, place some stuff on the colors, do it in one shader, and then we're gonna do another shader and mix shader between it. And we're gonna see if we can drive like the mix shader factor with like a particle info node. And so we're gonna experiment with that. I haven't tried it before, but we're gonna experiment today with that. So we're gonna go into the render as object here. So to adjust the scale and make it a bit bigger. And right away you're gonna see like they're intersecting, and that's okay. So we're gonna play around with the scale randomness, and we're gonna take a look. We're gonna make it like a 0.5. Again, take a look. They're intersecting, and that's okay. We're gonna deal with that intersection later. If it gets too stubborn and not solved, like, it's gonna be okay. Let's just play the simulation, see how it looks. Let's see. So, okay. Why does this one falls the least? What? Bro. Um, let's see. Can make it bigger. So it's not, because like we have to keep in mind that we're gonna animate this from a scale of 0 to a scale of 1. So that's why we're not going to be seeing this intersection because it's going to happen instantly. But let's actually animate this now, so we don't have to worry about it later. So we apply the scale, and I'm gonna put a keyframe here and go and just move that keyframe to the front, like here, and we're gonna put the scale to 0, like that. And what is this?
Spotify Premium lets you take more control of the party.
Wait,
From
what?
free listening to offline downloads, you can make every day and every place
Hold up.
a personal DJ set.
What
Tune
the?
in to 3 free months now
What
and
did we
cancel
break?
anytime. Tap the banner to learn more.
Okay, so we place this. Okay, then we can just hide it here. So we can just place the keyframe here. We put it back, scale it to 0. Okay, it's not being hidden for some reason. Oh, it's because of the force field. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out like how are we gonna have them spawn from nothingness like that. Okay, so the scale thing is not gonna work. And that's okay. That's okay. So let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Um, mm-mm-mm. I'm just trying to think. Okay. We can use like a boolean to hide it. Like, let's just try that actually. Let's see, like, go to the spawner, do a boolean, put it after. Yeah. Now if we do like this, it's not hiding it. Okay, what about before? And we push it down. Okay, so it's hiding the spawner itself. Like as you can see, it's cutting through the spawner, but it's not working with the particle system. So that's a problem now. So the workflow is good with the particle system. I don't know if we're gonna have to make instances real, have them act as rigid bodies and we animate them as or not. But I hope not. Uh, like there has to be a way to have this like disappear and pop. Maybe like to animate the number of particles. Even animating this is just keep like even if it's 0. Oh wait. Oh wait, actually what the fuck? We can actually do that. Count property cannot be animated? Why, bro? What do you mean? No way. You can't actually animate this? That's crazy. Can we start from like animate this? No, you can't. Because it's not doing anything at frame 0. So maybe the lifetime, I don't think it's gonna work. Velocity. We can animate the display itself. Because at the end of the day, the particle system is a modifier, so we can just actually control it from here or from here. So let's just try and control it here and have it not appear. But again, we're gonna have to figure out a way to have this system not play until we tell it to play. So like for in this instance, like we want to have the cursor come and click on the button, and then this particle system is gonna play. But we don't want to have it play right as soon as this timeline, runs. Because we want to have most of the timeline for the cursor to come in and click, and then the particle system would react to the click, and then it would play that animation. So we can't disable the particle system, but what we can is just shift the cache and animate the display. So we can just do like 250 frames here, and we're gonna shift the start of the animation itself to like 100 frame and reserve like these first 100 frames to the cursor. So we're gonna have the particle system, instead of starting from frame 1, the frame 1 for the particle system is gonna be frame 100. So let's just do that right now. So we go to the particle system and go to the cache, and it's gonna, let's see where. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Wait, oh, it's here. I am so frame start is gonna be 100, and frame end is gonna be 100 as well. So now we move all of this. So let's see, like, what frame is that? Frame 30, so let's move it to frame here, just to replicate everything. So now we're gonna keep the first 100 frame, and that's gonna appear. Okay, nice. So now, yeah, I can tell like there is a problem, and that's just because of the animation of the force field. So we want to shift the animation of the force fields to be matching what we built from frame 1 to a frame 100. And we want to replay and see. Okay, nice. But again, like the thing is just very underclimactic. And we're gonna hide this with motion blur. Like it's just gonna appear, and we just want it to happen very fast. So let's just figure out like how to do that now. So if we go to the force field, so it starts at 30 and then 50, goes to 40. It's actually not that bad at all. I just want it to start nice. What if we start here at 40, and on this second frame or this second force field instance, we have it to be at like double the size or double the force. But now it's just shooting out very far from the circle that we said we don't want to cross. So let's just keep it at, actually, let's keep it the way it was. And we can go to the bar, export it as Alembic and import it and offset its time. Yeah, we can definitely do that, but it's okay. Like we just shifted everything. We don't have to do that again. So we're not gonna have to worry about it as well. It's definitely a good idea to export it as an Alembic and do it. But the reason why I didn't, and it's actually good that you said that, the reason why I didn't is because you have to remember that when we do the texture, you won't be able to apply the texture to it the way you would apply it right now. Because once you export it as an Alembic, it's not a particle system anymore. Like you can't utilize the particle info. And you won't be able to randomize the texture on these balls. So you're gonna have to actually, you're not gonna be able to randomize it. Like it's just gonna have like one texture because it lost this ball instance because this doesn't get exported. If you want me to actually show you, like let's actually try it because that's a good point. So I can show you like it's good. It's good in theory to just shift the time, but it's not good when we for the future like to just to apply the textures later. But let's do it so we can see it together as well. So let's place it here, and I'm gonna say, um, oh my God, I'm muted the whole time. Damn, I'm sorry. I think it's because I clicked Olympic. Okay, okay, okay. So because the M is for mute. Oh my God, I have to remember this every time. Okay, okay. So I was saying that. Let's see. So I'm gonna import it again. So the reason why it looks so messed up like this, and this is the particle system instance. Like the particle system is different from the spawner itself. So we can delete this and leave that, and that's gonna be the system itself. So the reason why it looks so messed up right now, it's because that this ball, we had the modifiers on it, but we didn't apply it, and we didn't also choose in the settings to apply it. So let's just, I'm gonna Control Z everything, make sure that everything is right, so we don't have to, so we don't lose like any progress. Okay, so we're gonna, okay, like choose it, export Alembic. Okay, so selection only, which is only what we're selecting, and we wanna apply the subdivisions. And let's see here if any settings that we missed. And we wanna start from 100. And let's see. So I'm gonna just replace this one. We're gonna re-import it again. Okay. For some reason, it's still the same problem because we didn't apply the cast. So I'm just gonna duplicate everything. I'm gonna take this ball, let's apply the subdivisions, apply all the modifiers on it. And if we go here, let's just remove that smoothing. And again, let's export Alembic and replace this one. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna delete all the fields, everything. So let's re-import it again. And it looks okay. Now we have the balls, in the right way that we want it. But now, like, if we play the animation, it's gonna happen. This is just the spawner, we can delete it. And let's see. Why is it not letting me select the whole thing. What am I missing here? So I guess like there is just a lot of problems with Olympic. I didn't expect this to happen, and I don't know why is it doing this. But what I know for sure that if we went for the Olympic route, beside this problem, um, hold on. Okay. Beside this problem that happened, I know that we can't really d- do like randomized texture and shader on it later using the particle info node because it's not a particle system anymore. It compressed it down and it made it into a mesh that has just the data for the particle system, but it's not really a particle system. So we can't utilize the particle system node for the info, like the speed of the balls, like if you want to randomize it based on how fast one of the balls is going, or like the random location. So you can't really randomize it when you do that. So that's why it's just better to shift the timeline from the particle system itself, from the native particle system, and you just avoid the whole hassle with the Alembic system. Alembic, it's not always the best when you use the Alembic for sims. Like surely it helps a lot with stuff like fluid sims, cloth simulations as well. But I guess when it comes to particle systems, I've never used it with particle systems at all. But this is a good start that we have here. So let's just get to the making the cursor. No way Alembic exported with textures like GLBS. Yeah, yeah, you can export it with textures. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking like when when you do like. Oh wait, so you mean like we can do the texture before export? That's true. That's actually true. So that's what you meant? So that we can do the textures now and then export it and then re-import it again and shift the timeline if we want? That's actually a good idea. Let me know if that's what you meant. I'm just gonna do the cursor until you answer. You wanna just gonna play in here, scale it like this. It's faster for sure if you want to do if you have a problem like shifting the timeline. Like that, you are so right when you said that. Like, this is actually a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this. It's only because I always do the texturing at the end, and I don't do it, like I don't do textures before I set up like the camera and all that stuff. Just because I don't want to do the texture and be like, oh, there is a problem with this texture. And what if it doesn't really matter when you use the camera, you know? So that's why I don't do the textures early on. I do it way, way at the end when I finished blocking out and setting up the composition and the camera and all that stuff. So, you know, that's why I've never considered like doing texture before exporting an Alembic, but that's good to know because now I don't actually have to worry about something like this. So I'm gonna build like I guess like right now we don't really need it because we're gonna do the textures later on anyways, and we're done with shifting the timeline. So let's just move on and do the. I swear I don't know why I keep forgetting this. Oh, that's so crazy. I swear it's not on purpose. I swear. Wait, so I want to choose this, choose that, and inset. Delete the bottom, delete the top. just so we can have some clean topology. This is literally just obsession with having clean topology and shit, but you don't have to do that. And we're gonna do some bevels here on the corners to make it a bit sharp with a profile of 1, and now we come across a problem like this. Like, why? Why is this? Why is this a thing? Why? Oh, it's because of the... Oh, it's because of this. Yeah, see? See? That's why it's literally... It's not forgiving to just have whatever geometry you have, you know? So I'm just gonna add an edge loop here, edge loop here. Okay, now it's more cleaner. Now I'm gonna delete the bottom face. And hello, select. Why is it not selecting? Oh, I was in face mode. Okay, grid fill and good. And shade smooth. And we can just scale that cursor for sure way down. And we're gonna texture it later. If we want it to be a bit smoother here, not very sharp, we can just drag this out. So yeah, I've done better cursors before, but you know, that will do the job. So you can just rotate it like this. It's actually rotated in a way that looks nice. So it's gonna come from this side, click, this is gonna be reacting to it, and it's gonna look nice. So we're gonna start like this, and let's set up the camera. And let's just do it like that. And now we can set up the camera and do all the good stuff, you know, like the texturing and all that when we set up the lighting. So we're gonna set up the camera, zero out all the rotations, and go back like this with it, and look at the camera view here. And we're gonna disable everything that is distracting, go to the camera, viewport display, make it all the way black, and go all the way back and zoom in here so we can see. And we don't want to be too zoomed in. So let's think about how do we want to start this scene. So do we want to like start it like the camera coming up from the corner like this, like that? So it would be, we can just do it with an empty here. Let me place an empty that would look different for the camera. So let's do like an arrow pointing up, or I don't know. No, never mind. Let's not do an arrow. Let's do arrows then. No. Okay, let's do a sphere actually. That would look nice. Just so we can know which is which in the viewport. So we're gonna parent the camera to the sphere. And this is gonna be the rotation. So if we look from the front view here, I want the camera to be starting like down here and shifts like that. And with the motion blur, it's not gonna be really noticed. It's gonna have like the same old impact flow that we do to each camera move, and it's gonna be like this to see a bit of the thickness. And let's see. Like that, not too much on the back. So that's how it's gonna start. And we're gonna zero out everything here. So we go back to the way it was. And we're gonna bring up the graph editor. And we come here on the circle that we made. And let's see the rotation that we animated. Did we animate any of this? We didn't animate any of the locations, so let's just hide them. And now let's take a look at the rotations. Okay. So we're mostly talking about this keyframe. So we're gonna take each keyframe at a time, and we want it to happen as soon as the animation starts. So impact and then it rests. It rests as it, you know, goes as it brings the share button into frame. So let's just start it like this, and we're gonna look at the X rotation after. Gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna do again the same impact feel. And we're gonna go to the Y rotation, and it's very, very slight. And now let's take a look. Oh wait, oh my god. I reversed everything. So we want it to start like this. What? I just mixed it up. My bad. Um, let's see. So let's undo everything that I did, and I'm gonna redo it again. It's okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna reverse this. Yeah, should start like this. And now we wanna look at the Z rotation, and this is gonna be up like that. And next is gonna be the X. And we wanna break this handle, make it free, and like that. And same thing with the Y, and bring it down. And now let's take a look. Bring back all the keyframes and boom. And we're gonna have that cursor fly a bit in space to like, let's see, like, we're gonna figure out like a way to, let's see. So this is the front view. This is the side. I wanna look the other way. So we wanna have that cursor be like coming like this, coming up, and like this, and coming down like that. And then it would go from down to up, like it would show up in the camera here, and then up and click. So let's see. So we're gonna be taking that cursor to be animating, and we might as well just ease out, like just make it a bit smoother and drag it out a bit, just so it's not very fast, like just slightly fast, but not too fast. And it just, we feel like there is still motion in the camera. So, and from here we can just have the camera zoom in until frame, actually let's just from here, and we want it to zoom in like that. And when this happens, the camera is just gonna shift back, like it's gonna zoom out again, like this. And this camera, like the movement of the camera back is gonna be replicating the impact of the cursor on the button. So when the camera moves back here, that's exactly when the cursor is gonna be clicking. So, and this is gonna be like a match impact to hide, like to distract to distract the viewer from where the balls are just, from when the balls popped up. because we were zooming in on the button and now boom, all of a sudden, like, we're still gonna obviously adjust the curves here for the camera. And let me just do it really quick here so we can get a feel for it and how it looks. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. So we're gonna break this one like that. See that? See? So there is a bit of an impact as soon as the cursor hits. Boom. The camera just, it's like, snapped back. And we can just adjust the timing a bit. Okay, let's hit it right on the, and this empty space here in the frame is gonna be where the cursor is just flying in, and we're gonna be following the cursor until it lands right on the button. And we want to have just the camera zooming out just slowly, just so we can have, just so we still have motions coming, going out. And even on the particle system, we're gonna need to have these balls be a bit bigger. So now that we're done with the camera impact, we want to have these balls to be a bit bigger. So let's just scale them up a bit. Or we can just scale the one outside to make them big. And we can just even lower the
Keep your
numbers.
music flowing. Download your favorite tracks and listen to them ad-free with Spotify
We can
Premium.
even do like
Hit play on
scale
any
the
playlist
button
now and cancel anytime.
when
Download
this
the app
particle
to learn
system
more.
appears, and then it would, go back to the way it was scaled when the particle system appears, just so we can hide a bit of the intersections here. So let's just reduce the numbers like 30, or like, let's keep it at 50. Let's see. No. We can play around with the seeds. Right, I'm slightly late, I think. No, 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 it's okay. Just tell me what you missed. I can, we can recap it. 10 minutes was slight. It was definitely understatement. Um, so seeding the particle system here is just gonna give you like a different look to search for a start for the particle system where they are not intersecting. But if we can't really find a state where it doesn't really look the best from the camera, we're just gonna go to the default. Let's reduce it a bit. Okay, let's just go back to the default. Oh wait, what? Okay, it was 1, I think. Okay, never mind. Okay, 1. Okay, what about 100? Okay, this looks okay. No, it's not. Looks like a bubbly chocolate. Like, bro. This looks okay from the camera view. Okay, let's put it at like 30. Um, here's something that we can do. It might break the whole simulation, but you know what? It's okay. Uh, let's just add some Brownian motion. See if that does anything at the start. I don't know if that changed anything or not. Hmm. Yeah, let's just increase it a bit more. Did I bake it or something? Then why is it not? I feel like it's not working. I'm just gonna exaggerate like the number. It is working, okay. So this adds a bit more randomness to it. Let's add like 25 or something. To not have it float. To not have it appear like it was, very floaty. So it feels like it has some, a bit of a vibration. That's okay, I think. So I was thinking that we can have like the board or the button itself scale down once that particle system appears. And then as the particle system appears and explodes, the icon would appear again. So let's just try that out. See how that looks. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna look good though. I feel like it won't because the particles are not that huge. They're not that big. We can make them even bigger. Like this, maybe. Um, like this. Oh, actually, this is good because they're big enough and we can actually just scale the button down and up right away. This is nice. This is nice. They're big. Yeah, okay. Obviously, it doesn't feel like much right now because we didn't add the cursor animation, so let's just animate the cursor now. So the animation starts like this, and it zooms in, and we wanna have the cursor appear like around here, or like start animating here, around like 60 frames or something. I'm just gonna hide this ball because we don't need it anymore in the viewport or outside, so this is a good particle system. I feel like this is a good result for the particle system. I'm just gonna bake it, so we don't have to worry about it again in the future. Wait, but it's just intersecting now. Oh my lord. No way, man. Let's not worry about what's in the back. It's very messy in the back, but it's all good. We can even adjust the the scale here. No. Holy moly, man. Like if you look hard enough on it, like if you can see that it's intersecting with the button here. That's why 7 years Luffy. That's why we wanna again just it's only for relaxation purposes. That's why we listen to Luffy. And the reason why I wanna have the button disappears is because of intersections like this. We don't wanna have that. But this, oh man, like that's just that is not good. I don't wanna bake it like that. Let's just find a different seed. That looks promising, but eh, we could find better for sure. Um, let's see. Okay, let's just go to how it was. So we're gonna try change the physics type to fluid. And I tried this before, like on a number of projects, and we're gonna have like a repulsion factor buildup. This is the type of physics that you would use if you're making like, bubbles in a sea, bubbles in like a, I don't know, like, just bubbles in general, like a box of water or something like that. So I'm just gonna reduce the repulsion factor, and I'm gonna reduce the interaction radius because we don't want the interaction radius between them to be very high because they're very close. So I want them that as soon as they spawn, they just, they break this like, intersections. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really good. It's really good. So, and you want to have the rest density because the rest density always makes them like pile up together, and you know, you don't want to have that in this case. You just want to have them to be like, repulsed a bit. So again, it's not, yeah, let's try and increase it then. Yeah, let's try and, is it not even working? Like what? Uh, what can we do here? Okay, let's not factor the density. It's okay. Like I feel like with a bit of motion blur, we can just hide this intersection the sooner it pops. So let's just do the cursor animation now. So I'm gonna start it from here. I'm gonna do it at frame 60. I'm gonna bring back the transformation info nodes. Transformation info, I mean. We're gonna animate this location and also the rotation because we're gonna need that. So it's gonna come in here and it's gonna be like that. Okay, I'm gonna do median point. Oh my lord. Bro, I did median point. Okay. So we want it to be like that, like this. So we put a keyframe and now let's take a look at how it flows. And we want it to just go down a bit. Okay, so we're gonna move this like that. And it's gonna come here. And we're gonna place it so that it appears right on here. And it's just gonna touch it. Let's even like have it click on this. And let's just make it a bit smaller. Raise it up. Move it on the X. And here. Now let's just do a quick preview before we get to the graph editor. Okay. So here we're gonna want it to go a bit forward on the Y. Like we're gonna do a rest keyframe and then we're gonna go like 101 or like actually let's see. So we wanna go like here, do the rest keyframe at 92 and then at 99 it would go here. and intersect with this. And it's okay to intersect. You would not believe if you would not be as Luffy, insane bull. What do you mean? You would not believe your eyes, Luffy, insane bull. Huh? What are you talking about, man? What is this playlist? It's called Luffy Fruits. Luffy Fruits music. It has like a little fruit logo on it. It's really nice. The song is You Would Not Believe Your Eyes, I'm pretty sure. What? uh, it changed right now, so I can't really tell. But right now, the one is playing is Tokyo Early Morning Cafe. So it's like one of those cafe songs. So we're gonna have to adjust the timing here. And let's just make this smaller. Okay, so we can see a bit more here. Okay, so I don't like that it's very fast here. This is useless. Okay. Okay, that's how we want it to fly. And it just clicks. Okay. And then we're gonna animate the keyframes for this. Like location rotation. And we're gonna see when does the cursor come in. It takes from 92 to 100. Takes from 86 to 100. So we're gonna place the keyframe here at 86. And then here, at the keyframes where the impact happens, we wanna have this board just react a bit to that. So it goes back like that. And it goes back to rest again. So it's as if the cursor is moving it, but we wanna have it be like an after effect of it. So to do that, we have to shift the keyframe for this to happen and make it shorter. And we want to have the cursor after it does the click to just go down. So here it would just go back and down to go out of the frame. Okay, so that's too fast. Let's just have a pause here. Like a 105. We're still gonna abolish all of this. So we want to have this also be at 105, but we're gonna have this. Wait, actually, let's just do it like that. It follows it, okay. I know it doesn't look the best right now, but trust me, we're still gonna polish a lot of it. But right now, we have like the interaction between them, the board and the cursor. But we want it to be more impactful so that when the cursor clicks on it, we wanna feel like the cursor is the cause of that impact. So what we wanna do is that I wanna have the animation of this keyframe to be more of a drag, and it would subtly go back to the way it was. So let's see. So we go back here, go here, and let's look at the frames that the keyframes that we have. So it moves on the Y and the Z. And let me just confirm that. it actually just rotates on the z-axis. So that's it. So, which is good. So, which means that we're gonna have this keyframe be like that. And now it just snaps back into place. But do we want it to snap back into place, or because we're gonna do the same thing with the cursor? It's like, you know, it did the impact and it's just snapped back. So we're gonna be doing that with the y-axis because it moved back on the y-axis. So we're gonna go to the y location on this frame. This is when it happened. So let's see. So let's zoom in here. I just want to make sure this is what I'm looking at. So goes back. So we want to break this one. Nope. We want to break it. And actually, no. I want to break this one. Because, yeah. But I don't know if it does feel like I don't know if it does feel like a snap, like a click snap, you know, like a snap click or something. I feel like it dragged it and then it's like it dragged it to like a place where it snapped, you know? And I'm not sure if that's what we're looking for here. Like boom. So let's see if we can animate the scale of this, reacting to that. So I wanna have it be here like that. No, actually, wait, no. Let's not animate the scale. So what do you guys think? What do you think of the result that we have here so far? Like for sure we can just polish the animation more here. The interaction between the cursor and the button. We can polish it more so that so it's good that we have like this moment of anticipation. Looks pretty decent, not gonna lie. Thank you, man. Habibi. Thank you, thank you. Like I like that we have like a bit of anticipation here. Like it drags it and then boom, it snaps. And the camera is also reacting to it. Hmm. I'm thinking maybe for the particle system, um, we can have like a bit of a normal velocity. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna make any difference or not, but we're gonna test. Okay. Maybe have some background element that will react to it too. Okay. Okay. We will. We will. A background element that will react to it. Hmm. Like what? Like what? Uh, because the hmm. Oh no, they interact here. They're intersecting here. Let's see. So repulsion factor. Let's not have like a stiff viscosity. Trim radius. Okay, let's increase it then. Yep. Maybe some cloth or a phone that buzzes or something. Oh, okay, okay. We can, I mean, the cloth is already like an overkill. Like, we do a lot of clothes nowadays. We can do like a phone that buzzes. That would be a new thing to try out. Uh, so let's just, list some colors because I'm so tired of this black solid color. Like it's not even fun anymore. Let's bring back where is it? The particle. I guess a little bit of anticipation with cursor will look good. It gets in ease to screen and holding smoothly, then hit the button. Okay. So a bit more of anticipation. Maybe make the phone buzz, but like don't show the phone. Make the indirect lighting when the phone lights up visible. Okay, okay. So I guess like we can um indirect phone light. So it's almost like a phone buzzing in the background. I mean, I'm thinking. But like if we're gonna have a phone buzzing, then it doesn't make sense if that phone is just in the air like that, you know? Like just floating. You know what I mean? Like we can have an office area, like an interior place. We can place like a chair or like a desk and have like a book or something on it, and like there's a curtain, and all of that stuff is gonna be blurred anyways by the depth of field. We can also like get into depth of field and set up the camera for it for the scene. That would be fun. And when we make the phone not visible, only the lighting it will make. But the thing is, the lighting it will make, that could be just, we don't have to have a phone then. We can just add an area light and just replicate what a phone would do with that area light, you know? Let's just do the cursor anticipation because I agree with Amber, like it would look actually better if we added some more anticipation. That's what I meant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. We're gonna do the area light thing then. I need sleep. It's okay. I'm gonna try and stream a bit early then. I'm gonna try and stream a bit early then. It must be what, 2 p.m. 2 a.m. for you right now or what? So we wanna have this land. No, no, it's 12. Okay, okay. But if you need sleep, then you should sleep, man. Don't fight it. Okay, so I have like a few more minutes to spare. Okay. I really don't like how it comes in. It looks very artificial. So let's just space it out. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. We can even have it like when it lands here, it would be like this, it would come in rotating like that, and we would just put that be the stop. Lol. So it's almost like it's drilling inside of the button. So I don't want it to be rotating again. So we have to place that same X value here. And so like that. So it doesn't rotate back. That is nice. Like the way it snaps back, like it's almost reacting to it. What do you think? How is that? Like, look here. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too much. But I feel like the anticipation is a bit nicer now. The snapping back is too harsh though. Like when it snaps back, yeah, with the rotation, right? I feel like we have to, we don't want to have like this drilling movement. It's way too harsh. You're right. So let's see. Oh, so what broke here? Okay. And so when it gets here, we are not. No, that is a problem. And it's because of this. The shift in the keyframes. Okay. I think we have to space that out. Holy shit, like, it's so... I need to get a bigger monitor here, oh my god. Okay. So, this is gonna react like that. But now the cursor is clipping and it's... So, do it like this. But again... Or, you know what? We can have it click and be like... leaving like this. Like that. Like in that direction. So let's do that. Let's delete this keyframe. So we can go like at frame 124 or 125. Rotate this like that. And like this. And like that. And then it would just leave the frame. Maybe just make it go straight out in a straight line because that will probably be more natural. I feel like this looks more natural though. Like the way it just, you know, it clicks and then it just lifts off and leave, you know. Maybe it just needs to be a bit more faster.
Ready to upgrade your music? Spotify Premium lets you listen to your favorite songs,
Let's see,
albums,
so
and
I can
artists
just rotate it
nonstop,
like that
online or offline.
so that it has like a
Join
bit more
now
of a
for only
guidance
3
here.
months and cancel anytime. Tap the banner to learn more.
If you want, you can inflate the button when the cursor hits it. But you should probably not rotate the cursor. Yeah, I know, but like I don't want it to actually feel like an actual computer cursor that doesn't rotate at all, you know? Like we still want to have like a fun motion, you know, we want to add like a fun motion to it. You know, like it's free and it did like the purpose that it does and it just left. We can inflate the button, but we can I'm thinking, hold on. Damn. Because if we want to inflate the button, then we're gonna have to um let's see. Like the best way to do that here is to get like a to get this to act like a cloth sim, and we can just inflate it and have it be like it's turning into a cloth and stuff like that. Or we can do it to the edges here, like just turn these sharp, like the edges here, to be something inflatable, like a balloon or something. Like as if it were like a balloon, you know? You should do one of these motion design renders for Blender. Uh, Cloth and animate pressure. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I had in mind as well. What do you mean you should do one of these motion design renders for Blender? You mean for the software itself? I'm gonna separate this one because we have to make it a different mesh. And we're gonna do a cloth sim on it. And why did it disappear? Yeah, for the software. Oh, okay. I had like this animation that I made. It wasn't technically for Blender, you know, like Blender as itself, but it was like inspired again by one of Microsoft's styles. And I just I used some icons like Chrome and stuff like that. And yeah, one of like the main icon that gets clicked, it was the Blender icon. I'm gonna show you in just a second. Let's just finish this simulation. Like the part, this part. Mm-mm. Okay, let's see how we can have like an inflation here. Okay, so it disappears again. Why is that? Let's make sure that everything is applied. What? Oh my god, it's because... Okay, I see now. I see now. So go to frame 1, cloth, simulation, and let's just test it right away. Where's the pressure? Here. I have like a pressure of 1. Let's see. Okay, it falls because there is gravity. I always forget there's gravity. So let's see. Okay. We don't want it to happen like that. So I'm gonna pin the shapes from the inside. These loops here. It need pins. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm gonna add them to a vertex group here, and then I'm gonna put in shape. And let's see. Okay, so it's not inflating. Maybe we just need a bunch of loops here. Or to up the pressure. Where is the pressure? Oh, let's see. Damn, I wish we can have it like a... I mean, what the hell? Ah, it breaks because of the rotation. That is unlucky. That is unlucky. So there is ways that we can have that be a bit more rigid. So let's see if the denim one looks nice. Because I don't know if the... Oh yeah, it breaks even more. Oh my god. Um, let's see, leather. Maybe leather is a bit more rigid, or a bit more stiff. Doesn't feel like it, but we'll see. Feel like it's gonna break even more. Oh my god. But it's not inflating the way that we want it though, right? It's not inflating at all in the way that we want it. Like this feels natural with silk. I don't know why always the silk settings is always giving the best results, I swear. Maybe we need this to be maybe some line art for the cursor. Line art? You mean grease pencil? With a noise modifier. Wait, what do you mean line art for the cursor? I don't get it. maybe it will look nice with white highlights. I mean, yeah, when we get to the shading. Yeah, the grease pencil line art. I've never used it. I've never used grease pencil in my life. Projects from camera. Damn. I have to look that. I have to look into that because I've never used it before. But if I look into it here, it's gonna take so much time. Okay, this looks nice. It's literally one click. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Um, how do I access it then? Just go to add grease pencil object line art. Okay, let's see. And we're gonna get back to the add objects. Wait. Oh, you mean add grease pencil? Oh, oh. Object line art. Wait, what? What did it do? Does it appear in viewport or only in render mode or what? Look from camera. Oh, 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 okay, okay, okay. Oh, I see. I see. It only shows up in camera. That's not connected though. Oh wait, that's because it was clipping. My bad. It looks nice. Looks nice. It's very, very 2D. Can we adjust like the thickness of that? Or like the color even? Wait, let's just work a bit with the inflation until you answer. Okay. Is it blowing up or something? You can add gradients and stuff. So can you add it like do you add it in like the shading tab? Like when you go to the shaders and stuff like that, or where? I'm asking so that when you know when we get to do it. I think we can skip the pressure one because it's gonna need so much more adjustments. Let's see. Wait, wait, wait. Hold up, hold up. Stereo Hearts Lo-Fi, wow. Is it Stereo Hearts Lo-Fi? It is. Wow. Okay, okay. I see you. I see you. The line art object in scene collection. The line art object. Oh, this one. Oh, damn. Wait, what? Grayscale, sepia. This is literally my first time seeing that stuff. I swear. So you go here and this is what you're talking about, like the layer and check modifiers. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Line art, line thickness. Hell yeah. Oh my God. That is literally my first time seeing that stuff. That's actually crazy. Geometry processing. Occlusion. What the fuck? Color is in materials. Yeah, yeah. Oh wait, so color is here. What? No way. So you can adjust it here and see it in the viewport? That's crazy. Style. And you can add a texture too. Damn. You can add a noise modifier to add some displacement. Uh, where? In the modifier? So we can add displacement. Modifiers, gang. Oh, you mean? Oh, wait, wait. Add noise, not displacement. My bad. Okay. Okay, but that is not gonna look good with the. I mean, sure, it looks interesting and it looks different. It looks like something that would be used with the what is it called? Like the comic art style or something like that, like a scribbly ink type of animation or something like that. But I think it wouldn't work in our case here for like but it's good to know though. It's good to know. That is actually nice. You can exaggerate it a bit. Oh my god. It's actually interesting. I'm gonna play with that. Try playing animation with noise. Okay. Like this, you mean? Oh, so if I have like a bit of position here, like very subtle, it's gonna add something. Okay, let's see. Oh wow, it actually feels like a stop motion. It's out of frame. It's out of keyframes as well. It's off key. Nice, nice. That's actually nice. That's nice. That's nice. But again, I don't feel like it's gonna it's gonna look good with this. Maybe lower it more though. Yeah, let's see. It's not appearing anymore. It's very, very subtle. You can probably animate that when the cursor clicks the button. Yeah, and the outline gets blown away. That's actually a good idea. You're right. I feel like the inflation one, I feel like I should have done it before we animated the whole impact between the cursor and the board. So I think it's too late for that. I don't think the inflation one is gonna work here. Like I wish it worked. Like I wish we can because when it moves back, because this board is animate like it's linked to the inner one and it has the same keyframes. That's why it breaks a bit. And I don't know if we can fix that. But I think it's okay. We can just skip that. We can skip that for now. We don't have to do it. So let's see. Does it usually slow like does grease pencil usually slow the viewport like this? Wow, it actually does. That's crazy. Wait, I feel like the anticipation is very long. It's very intensive. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I can tell, like, it was loading up so much. Especially when you have entire scene with grease pencil, it cooks my computer. No, yeah, I can tell. It's literally like I only added it to one model and it slowed down everything. Like, what the hell? There is no way. There is no way. Like, even with bigger scenes, I feel like it's gonna be very hard to work with. Unless you set up everything and just keep disabling the modifiers and rely on how it looks in the final render, on what you believe it's gonna look like in the final render. Yeah, I feel like that's good enough for now. and we're gonna start the animation at around 180. That's gonna be, I feel like that's enough with the animation and the modeling and all that stuff, and let's worry about the camera and shading and what we can add in the background so we can get this shot to be over. So let's worry about the texture and setting up some lights. So let's put an HDRI right away just so we can get some light in the scene and generate some world nodes and 100. Let's take a look at the viewport here, and we're gonna place a plane on the background and like that. And we can have that plane be like an interior of a room or whatever, like literally anything. Um, like we can literally grab a picture online from Unsplash or something, and we can just wait. You said what? It does get worse with higher body count though. Keeping body count low does usually keep it fine. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I mean that's everything. That's literally how everything is in 3D anyways. Like to just be careful with your body count and make sure that you have, not too much of a body count when you're working, and so that that you have enough for the render to be smooth and stuff like that. So yeah, it's okay though. So I want to test like how we can have like a mixed shader on this particle instance so that it reflects depending on the particle info of the particle system we have. So let's see. First, I did not bake the particle system. So let's bake it so we don't have to worry about losing any of that look. I swear it's starting to look like something. So that's nice. So let's just place a mixed shader here. And let's see. I'm gonna go back in keyframes just to see this. Uh, let's see. And we want to make like a, let's just duplicate that and have it be, wait, have it be a bit reflective and transmissive. And it's gonna be like a, like bluish. And let's take a look. And so it's gonna be like that. So we wanna mix between both of them. And I'm gonna try and see if it actually works. Okay, it does work. So it does work. And even if we plug in random, like from the particle info, it's just gonna randomize it. But I don't know if it's working though. Or we can just do it depending on size. Let's see if we can. Okay, it's not. I guess velocity is the one that has the best outcome. And we can randomize the colors here from this shader. And we can do a particle info. And let's do a random. And we can add like multiple colors here. So let's say we can have like a blue color. Huh? Can I see the reference? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here. It's this one. So we have these stuff, and as you can see in the background, it's almost like a desk out of focus. Yeah, and just like a wall, so we can just rely on having that wall be like a pinkish color or something, but very pastel-y. Get like a couple gradient texture with ramps. You mean on the bolts? You mean on the bolts? Or you mean like on the wall or what? Yeah, on the balls. Okay. But wait, so you want to have like a gradients on the balls. So we're driving the color ramp into the base color with a randomized particle info. But make a gradient and randomize it. Let's try and make that. So let me just open it up a bit more. Let me get the gradient here. And I'm gonna do this. Can you make tutorial not live for this kind of materials? Because I get lost when it gets to shader nodes. Absolutely, yeah. Uh, I can walk you through it in the live though, because just making a video on itself for it, it's gonna take so much time to edit it, and I feel like it's way easier like this. Like you can just tell me what you need. Like if you want me to explain everything in the principled BSDF, I can do that. Like just tell me what you need and how can I walk you through it, and I'm gonna walk you through it right now. Seeing people like you helping people, then seeing people like Saif Hosam fucking people up for shitty course. I don't know who's Saif Hosam, man. But Habibi, thank you, man. Thank you. I have no idea who is Saif Hosam or shitty courses and shit like that. Like most of the knowledge about Blender is it's literally everywhere online. You just have to keep practicing and learning all the time, and you're gonna get there. But I appreciate it, man. So we want to randomize this gradient picture depending on this. So we have this color ramp, and this is gonna be the output for the color. It's Egyptian 3D Blender user. Okay. No, no, no. I can tell that it's an Egyptian name, but I have no idea who he is. You should probably mix the factors instead of plugging into Victor. Mix the factors? You mean the factor between the gradient and the color ramp, or what? Yes, yes, yes. I am from Egypt, man. But I'm doing like an English stream because to reach more audience instead of just Arab ones. Yeah, that might work. Between the gradient and the color ramp. Interesting. Let's see. Habibi, I'm Algerian, like in France. Habibi, man, Habibi. Thank you. Sorry, I mean gradient. So the factor of the gradient and the fact and the random. So like this. And what does that do though? Or in this case, like you can just because I don't think you can like but this random node doesn't have anything to be mixed with, and plug result into RAM. The result of the mix, okay, okay. I don't think it's working because even if we change this to like radial, okay, what the fuck? It is working. Okay, okay. So what if we wanna blend between this and that one then? So I guess we add another mix color, right? No, it's not. Remove vector data. Watch which vector data? You should check the video of bad normals. You can do so much with what he said in the video. Video of bad normals. I don't know which one is that. Like, is that a channel called Bad Normals? Use a texture coordinate instead for gradients. Okay. Okay. So you mean you wanna have it be like a gradient? Please check it. It's so good. Yeah. So you're talking about the channel called Bad Normals? So there is a gradient now, and we can just rotate this and see different results. But it's not like, let's see, generated maybe. So they all move in the same way. Yeah, didn't the reference have it? No. The reference didn't have like a gradient. It's only just the light interacting with it. That's just the light being, too bright on the surface. But it's only like blue. I mean, wait, this one has it though. You're right, actually. That's a good point. This one has a gradient for sure. That's a gradient. So let's see. You're right. That's a good eyes, man. But how can I randomize the rest? Should I do it in just a normal, in another material? And just mix between this and this new material and plug in. Now add another black and white color ramp in between gradient and mix color in ease. Add a color ramp. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Wait, so I'm trying now to put this here. See if we can randomize it even more. So if I change this, what happens? Allah, يعني I think it's getting there, It's getting there. And we can just change this one to something that looks, you know, pinkish. Oh wait, for the other balls that are not gradients, it reminds me of the Fresnel going on. So you feel like we can add like a Fresnel here to mix between the shaders? So instead of this, we can add a Fresnel. Let's see. Or you mean, wait, add ease and mix color?
Fill your day
Oh,
with
you mean
good
easing here?
vibes. With Spotify Premium, you can set a non-stop soundtrack for the day ahead. Start 3 free months now and cancel anytime.
No, I
Tap
meant
the
another
banner
mix
to learn
shader,
more.
Lama. Yeah, but I do have another mix shader. What are you talking about? I do have one. We just lost the glossy one, the glass one. It's not there anymore. Maybe use a Toon BSDF for flat shading. But again, like, listen. So when we blended between them, this is the result that we have. I feel like that's a closer look. Ignore the colors, so we can just use different colors. Because what are these colors that was there? That was just bad. So this is a closer look. And I mean three mix shaders, one for gradient, one for glass, and one for null. Okay. And okay, one for glass. Okay, so let me just change the factor here because I feel like it's not giving us enough glass here. No age, random then. Random just does everything. Size, okay. But I feel like it's so weird. Like I feel like it's not working. Like I feel like it's mixing between them. And size is just the same thing. So random, it's not really randomizing at all. Velocity feels like the only one that actually works. You can use a ramp to adjust amount of random? Really? I've never tried that. Let's see. Color ramp. Use a constant ramp. Okay, let's try it then. Damn. Oh my god, this guy. Every time he comes in clutch. That's so crazy. Why did I not think of that, bro? Damn. Thank you, thank you. I swear he is describing that exact problem there. I know, but we wanna get this over. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it after the stream to learn from him. Bad Normals is this is the channel, right? So we made this mixed shader and we wanna do another mixed shader, right? We mix this one in and we're gonna do two different colors now. Oh yeah, anyway, you gotta start with the Fresnel, the gradient, and then the glass. Okay. But why does it have to be in that order? Hmm. Because I don't know, glass shouldn't have the Fresnel effect. Why is it that when like I'm mixing the shaders, like the glass one, and I'm mixing the other one, and when I remix them, so the glass should be the last one. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The glass should be the last one because if you like attach it early on, it's just not gonna. Wait, how do? Yeah, let's see. If you attach it early on, it's not gonna. So we do the Fresnel here, right? So are you doing an animation or still image? I'm doing an animation. I feel like it's very, very nice that way. Like it looks nice right now. So like with the way that the Fresnel is set up right now. So let's add the rest here. I'm gonna add the shader here, the mix shader. And we're gonna take a look. Okay, that looks nice now. And we're not gonna have as much of it. You should probably use a Toon BSDF for the highlights of the Fresnel bass. I don't know, I wanna see how it looks. Okay, 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 okay. Let me do that. Okay, okay. Just let me put a block a color for the glass here really quick. So you want instead of the principal BSDF, so you want to try and see how a Toon BSDF would look? Is that what you want to see? Like so you want to see it in the glossy, obviously. I haven't used the Toon BSDF before, so I'm not sure how it would look here. Yeah, so the diffuse looks very flat. The glossy just feels like metal. It just feels like metal. It's like we did a metallic, almost high roughness on a principal BSDF, not for the glass though, for the Fresnel bass. Okay, okay, okay. I hear you, I hear you. So let me place it there. So for the Fresnel bass, which is which one? Oh, okay, here. Okay. It's not that much of a big difference actually. Let's control the size, see if it's. I mean, you can, you can almost control the gradient with it actually. That's a nice feature. That's a nice feature. I feel like this looks nice, like right now, and it's just gonna look even better when we add like the. It's gonna look even better when we add like the rest of the light and everything. So I'm just gonna quickly add materials to this one here. I'm gonna do a blue one. Let's see, and this board is gonna have, let's say, like a color ramp, like a gradient on it. And let's see, just one object, so we don't have to worry about the UV unwrap. And let's do like something very pastel here, with a hint of color and B-spline to make it smooth. And let's see. Never mind. Now we're gonna make that. Gonna make the text like a. Oh my god! Select the text, bro. And we're just gonna make it a bit emissive, Cause why not? Oh yeah, add some volumetrics for the glass. Uh, volumetrics for the glass. What do you mean, volumetrics for the glass? Where is it? I forgot. Oh my god. Which one? The share button? You mean we add volumetrics for the share button? Instead of coloring the glass, add a principled volume and color that. On the glass shader? Or you mean like without, like instead of the glass shader, we add a volume? How is that gonna look? I don't know. We color it. Okay. But it's not like, on the share button only though. No, you gotta plug it into the volume output. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I forgot. My bad. But on the share button, you mean like on the board? Or like the text or what? Like you mean on the board itself? Like the flat one? Instead of adding a color ramp? Is that what you mean? The glass board, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I mean, it's not a glass board though, because like I'm not intending. Wasn't glass in the reference? It's just flat, But let's try the volume one. Principled volume. And we add it to the volume. Okay. I see, I see. Wait, and we can make it any color. Oh, it's actually a good idea. So to make it transparent in a way, is that the intention behind this one? Using a glass BSDF for the surface and a principled volume for the volume might look good. Okay, let's see. Let's test it out. Or you mean like, that we don't have to use this? Um, and we use it like that. Wait, the emission is gonna be the color here. No, wait, don't color it. Okay. So just leave it like that, you mean? That's what you mean? The glass BSDF. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have the glass BSDF. Oh, don't color the glass BSDF? Okay. Okay. Looks a bit nice. I don't know what would. Oh, is that? Oh, that's the reflection of the HDRI. I see now. I was like, what? What are we seeing here? Color the volume, sure. Yeah, let's just like add like a very subtle pastel color. I like that it's transparent. So like, yeah, that's nice. So let's just do the rest of this. You can play with density. Okay, okay, okay. We're gonna get back to it. Let's just do the rest here so we get some progress going. Okay, and we add a material here. And just any material here. Okay. Um okay, let's go back and see the density. Okay, so the density makes it very dark. Does it change if I add any color? It does. I feel like it's better that's I like it's better this way, right? Let's take a look here. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust this unfortunately. I completely forgot that we have it start like this. Okay, not bad. Could be better. Oh wait, I have an idea for the drop down. Use an is camera ray with a glass shader and an emission BSDF might look clean. Is camera ray with a for the drop down? You mean like for this arrow? Is camera ray? Let's build it up until you answer. Do you mean for this arrow? Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really, really nice. Try switching it up. Okay. I don't think there's a difference. Yeah, there is no difference. But it's okay, it's okay. I think this is good. There is not really much of a noticeable difference, except that it's glowing, and it's gonna look better in the post-processing. I feel like I hate how the camera starts like this now. I hate how it starts like this. Yeah, we're gonna have to like take this in post-processing and just speed up this impact. Or maybe it's just because the viewport is slow, that's why it looks like that. I don't know, let's see if we can do like a 60 frames. See if that's gonna look clean or something. Yeah, I feel like that's okay. I feel like it pushes it, and then it flies. It's not really like a technical click, which is fun, which is fun. Oh yeah, and adding a cyan grease pencil outline might make it look nice. Okay, let's try adding the grease pencil so I can get used to it a bit. So we go add grease pencil and object line art, and then we go here in the modifiers and we reduce the line thickness, right? Like that. Then we go material, and let's try out the cyan. Oh, okay. It's very, very bulky. Let's try like something very subtle. I feel like that's adding a stroke in 3D. Yeah, I feel like that's better just to make it subtle like this because I don't want it to be like super distracting and super like off color. But I don't know. I feel like it would look better if everything just had the same color, like to be consistent, because it's an icon at the end. Like, so this has like the same color blue as everything, and this has the same color blue as everything. You know what I mean? But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Let's just get to work a bit on the lighting so we can wrap this up for today. Oh wait, we forgot the cursor. Oh yeah, outlining everything might also. Yeah, I mean, if we outline everything, it's just gonna be like all over the place. Like we can definitely make it subtle, but I feel like let's not do this on this project. And we're gonna do it in the future because I want to experiment more with grease pencil, but let's not do that today. So I'm gonna make the cursor to be I don't know if we should use the reference or not. Like it was a bulky cursor here, and it has like the in between is transparent, and this is has a material. I don't know if we should do that or if we just like literally place a color, make it transparent and glass, make it glassy, and that's it. Wait, okay. Again, let's go here, disable this in viewport. I forgot that this had a. Wait, what? Did we not have a grease pencil on this one? We did, no? Wait, that is actually good though. It looks nice with this, with the cursor. But I feel like it's too much. Oh my god. It's good, but it's too much. let's make it like 5 or something, like very subtle. Like it's there, but it's, very, very subtle. Okay, and we're gonna disable it in the viewport so we can just have it be a bit more smooth. And we're gonna work on some light now. And I don't know, I don't want to overthink the background here. Like, let's just add a color ramp with 2 warm colors on the background. And we can just add like an orange, and yeah, white could be good. And a gradient texture in between. And let's see. Okay, that's nice. So we're gonna place some light now. So I wanna do today like the light to be, I think, directly plug and ramp into shader output without a shader in between might look nice. Without a shader in between? What do you mean? For the background. Okay, so you're saying directly plug in ramp into shader output? Oh, oh, you mean like this? Okay, and then we play around with this. Holy. I mean, yeah, that could work because we don't really need the, but it's not working with the, it's not working with the glass. Yeah, yeah, but it's not working with the glass though. Like we could just drop the white. No. Holy shit. It's nice, but oh wait, what in cycles? One might do it. Oh my god. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Okay, okay, okay. We could live with that. We could live with that. It's way subtle now. So let's see. So we want to have the light coming in from like this side. So let's just go 45 degrees. Set up just very basic light. You don't want to overthink it, you know? Also, like on these shaders here that we made, I want to make it reflective. I don't want to make all of them to be like very rough and stuff like that. Oh, that doesn't matter. Okay, maybe add some particles in the background, just an animated texture in the background. Voronoi with displacement. You mean in the shader? You mean in the shader itself? Add some particles in the background, just an animated texture in the background. Okay. Let's try it out. Voronoi. Okay. Um, it definitely won't look nice with the normal, so I guess we have to mix it up between the color ramp. Let me just check first. Yeah, that could work actually. Oh my god. You mean like this? Use a mixed color on overlay? Yeah, that's not making a big difference here. But how can we control like the colors that are appearing here? Or like, let's see. Use a ramp between Voronoi. You mean in the factor? In the of the mixed color? I mean, yeah, that actually makes sense. Wait. Oh, yeah, that could make it very subtle. That's nice. Feel like we're just we're making abstract art in the background. Oh my god. It's nice though, it's nice. Very nice. No, you can just shove a ramp between overlay and Voronoi too. Shove a ramp between overlay and Voronoi. Oh, you mean here? What can that do? Oh, to mean control the Voronoi itself? Okay. I got it, I got it. I like it actually. I actually like it. It's not that it's nice. It's different, you know. And we can make it just subtle and animated. And let's just animate from 0 to like, I don't know, like 100. Let's see how that looks. Oh my god, it's very it's too much. Let's just do like 20. Again, it's very much. Using a noise for the scale will make it look like brush strokes in the background. Oh, brush strokes. Okay. Oh my god. Or you can block distance instead and make it look like particles in the background. But it actually makes sense. We can do the like add a noise texture here, and it's just gonna make the edges not too sharp the way it is. So that could actually be nice. Let's just do that. Hold up. Okay. And if we add the noise texture. Oh, you mean if we plug the distance instead? Okay, let's see. But it doesn't look good with the animation, right? It doesn't look good when it's animated. I feel like it looks only good when it's not animated, you know? Or maybe if it was just very subtle, like the animation. And also use constant in the ramp and increase factor to max. Factor to max.
Fill your day with
Ah,
good vibes.
nice.
With
Okay,
Spotify
I
Premium,
see now.
you can set a non-stop soundtrack for the day ahead. Start 3 free months now and cancel anytime. Tap the banner to learn
I see
more.
now. And we can just reduce the details here, or make it harsh, or just reduce it. Forget about the roughness. Hmm. Damn. I mean, it's different, you know? I want to see if we can just plug the colors. No. Okay. So maybe if it's just animated very subtle, maybe play with smooth F1 too. Okay, let's see that. Hmm. I feel like the smooth F1 just removed it. Or, okay, it requires just a bit more push from here. And you have a color ramp plugged into the factor of the overlay. Try adjusting without it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So I think once we get this W value fixed, because the only thing that I'm not liking about it is the way that it looks like, spots, spawning and disappearing and shit like that. That's the only thing that I'm not liking about it. So how can we remove these like spot, like it's like spotting? So if we add more details in the noise texture, it makes it. And if we make the noise texture bigger, it makes like big blobs of shade. It's not bad. That's not bad. It might look better. So changing ramp to ease, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. And also increasing factor to the other ramp. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Should probably try other colors besides whites. Oh, in the color ramp, you mean? Does it give different results? Oh yeah, okay. Does it make a difference here as well or no? I think it does, yeah. Looks nice. It looks nice. Not on this one, the one that actually controls colors. Oh, you mean this? There is no white on it though. I think this is very nice. Like the way it is right now, it's well, like very nice. Like we could just make them. Wait, no. I feel like this needs to be reduced. This is a bit too harsh. And this too. Maybe add a subtle scroll to that. A scroll? What do you mean a subtle scroll? With a gradient. Add a subtle scroll. Huh? What do you mean by that? I'm sorry. Only to the gradient to another mapping node. Okay. Oh, you mean the mod? There is one here. Because we can literally spend all night long adjusting the colors. Yeah, yeah. I feel like this is better for now. Um, so let's just animate that. Oh. Oh, you mean to animate the gradient. Okay. Okay, I get it now. Hmm, let's see. I mean, that's good, that's good, that's good. I feel like it, like it's enough for today. It's enough working on it for today. Let's add some more lights here to light up the scene. I'm getting so tired. It's crazy. Let's just add some filler value here. I'm gonna add 128 or like let's add 64 here. Never mind. 92, 93. Do something like that here. Yeah, I gotta go to sleep too, not gonna lie. Yeah. But I appreciate your stay though. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll check out result tomorrow. Okay, absolutely. I appreciate you so much, man. You have a good night and thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm gonna be here at the same time tomorrow, like every day. So we can chill tomorrow again and go through a different project. But I appreciate all the feedback that you give and your opinions and everything. So let's see. I'm gonna put this here. Okay. So I'm just gonna animate this area field here, or area light, I mean. Um, gonna put it here. Get it to be on top. Okay. Okay, nice. That is not bad. Oh, I think that's enough for today. And we're gonna show up tomorrow and do another one. So yeah, I think we're gonna stop for now. So thank you so much for anybody who's been watching until now. Uh, so today we just wrap up everything. We worked on this project that we wanted to replicate from one of the projects from Not Real, and we wanted to recreate this button with the cursor click. And there is obviously we can still work on it more and more and have that click be more snappy like this. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna revisit this project over time to perfect it more and spend some more time on it. And yeah, so this is just a result of like 3 hours on stream. If I'm on my free time, I can do more and just give it some more time. to make it more perfect and more aligned with the reference. But I think we're okay for now. And if you like the stream, just please leave a like and give me your feedback in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't, miss out on any stream if you're liking it and enjoying it. And I appreciate you you know, if you have any feedback, don't forget to drop it in the comment section. I'll be sure to check it. If you need any help with anything, you can always reach out in the comment section or on the email, and I'm gonna always be more than happy to respond back and give you, whatever that you need. So thank you so much for watching again, and I hope you have a wonderful next year of 2026. And let's just keep trying and keep learning and keep improving and keep practicing. Bye bye.